Good.
Oh, hello. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello. How are you doing?
This is the Raymond Hall show, and we are happy to be with you once again. I seem to be moving a little slow because I'm not quite sure whether the engineer has us, but so be it. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Raymond Hall show. I am your host, Raymond Hall, and I'm here with host Ericca Flynn Walker, and we have stepped into 2018.
Hello, everyone. Welcome and happy 2018 to you. I hope you had a remarkable New Year's Eve, and now we're ready to roll.
Yes. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to open up and be thankful to everyone that joined us in 2017. And we want to invite everyone else to join us here in 2018. We talked about the Raymond Hall show, a different conversation, and we have to live by that. There's so many things going on that we have to have meaningful conversation in order to get through some of the menage that's headed our way and continue to be bombarding us. So we ask you to invite friends and family to join us on the various platforms that we have, the social media platforms, and Mrs. Walker is very good at bringing us trending topics and events and those kind of things. We want to pay special attention and give a special thanks to those seniors that have gone on before us and those who are serving in various capacities, especially the active service personnel all over the world. That's a big salute to the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and those even who guard the local shores, the Coast Guard. So how was your holiday?
It was absolutely wonderful.
Okay.
I can say, and I'm so glad to be in the land of the living.
Right.
It was fruitful. I had a very good Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Mm-hmm. And now here we are today.
Right.
At the Raymond Hall show to give you all this good information and updates regarding our current events and trending topics.
Mm-hmm. In this lovely studio.
In this lovely new upgraded, renovated Morris Media Studio.
Yes. We talked about you're here. We are here located in Los Angeles, in southern Los Angeles, the south part of Los Angeles, in the historic Leimert Park community. And this community is so rich with not only history but innovation. Mm-hmm. And so it's really an honor, and today is a special guest. Most of the times I'm saying, and I want to mention my dear friend and mentor, Mr. Johnny Morris, but I am so fortunate today to have him here in the studio with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that someone that helped me tremendously and someone that I continue to rely on is here, and it means so much to me. I was in the hospital just last week, and he thought enough to call me, and that made my day. So a big shout out to my friend behind the board there, Mr. Johnny Morris. And as we look to grow, and as you look to grow your business, make sure that you look at those innovative businesses that's right there in your community. So if you're in the Los Angeles community and you're looking for a place to broadcast from, do look at Morris Media Studios. Okay?
Absolutely, because they are here right in the heart of the community, and they will be looking forward to you coming in and even just taking a a walk through, getting to know that they are here and that they're present for your needs. If you want to, a various amount of needs in media. So please do check out MorrisMediaLive.com.
I'm one of those early morning people,
mm-hmm.
and I look at Morning Joe show and all of those things. I try to give myself some time, special time of peace and quiet, mm-hmm. and time to study God's word and those kind of things. But it's not enough for us here at the studio just to talk about things that aren't really that important when it comes to the children.
Right.
What is our community going to look like 20 years from now? And
that's a good question.
Yes, we are the persons that can define what our community is going to look like 20 years from now today. And it's by the action that we take today.
Exactly.
So while the Raymond Hall Show is not a political-based show, we're not MSNBC, we're not CNBC or CNN or any of those other networks, it is of vital importance to each and every person in this nation to pay attention to the things that are happening at the place where they can define what goods, services, laws, or no laws are going to be afforded
to them
and to the future in the nation. So if we want to assure that we have open doors to Harvard in 20 years from now, we need to raise our voice today. You know, when I was in the hospital, I saw this police officer dragging this teacher out of a public meeting. Really? Yeah, because the principal or the superintendent or somebody got a $30,000 raise.
Wait a minute.
The teacher asked for the raise. The next thing you know, police pulling on the teacher, putting her in handcuffs.
Well, we don't have all the story.
We don't have all the story, but I'm just...
You just saying.
I'm saying, look, things that look outrageous, as Mrs. Walker just said, we need to get to the bottom of it.
Yes.
Get to the bottom of it to where it's a comfort for you that you are comfortable in knowing the truth. Don't just look at televisions and say you do it. We're here today because we want to invigorate the community through this broadcast. We want to talk about the subject of service. Now, at first when we started, people thought, oh, they must be talking about the military.
Right.
That's one form of service. That's true. But parenting is another form of service.
Yes, it is.
Okay? First responders, even though they get paid, another form of service. There's all kinds of service. Those people that advocate for parks and schools and those kind of things. The easiest question to ask is, what is the service of me?
Right.
The hardest question to answer can be,
what is the service of me?
What is the service of me?
Well, we have to take some time and ponder on that, because here at the Raymond Hall Show serves as a broadcast platform where guests and panelists on invitation come in and inform, enlighten, and discuss information on various service topics. So your service topic could be volunteering at your child's school, or it could be going to the nearest senior citizen home and sitting with someone. You don't have to bring the person anything. Okay. So the small things make all the difference, in my opinion. Yeah. Because everything isn't always about money, which at the end of the day, we do need money. But to put a smile on your face or say hello or go and visit someone that's sick and shut in will make a stamp in that person's heart, and you never know the impact you can have on someone by just showing a little simple consideration towards others. And that is service, in my opinion.
It is service, and service is so vital to this nation because everybody know, we all come from different parts in the world at different times in the world with different ideologies from others in the world. But what each community has done is made a contribution.
Yes.
You know, I'm proud of the contribution that African Americans have made. I'm proud of the last year we delved into the preamble.
Yes, the preamble. The people, we the people.
Right. And the more, just for months, it stayed with me in order to form a more perfect union.
Which says we knew it wasn't perfect.
Right. And it's still, that perfect is still out in front of us.
Exactly.
But we have to keep working today. We have to reach for it. That is so good way to explain it. So service is so vital because everybody can afford some type of service.
Yes, it is essential today that each and every one understands the importance of service and the importance of their service in our ever-changing world. Some people give services, like we said, armed services. Like, we really do take it for granted what the armed services affords us. Like,
Yes.
we don't realize the severity of it. There are men and women right now on, what do you guys call it, on when they're on post. They're standing
They're on duty.
They're on duty
post.
right now for us to have the privileges to even to come to you here today from Morris Media. So we appreciate them, and we want to let them know that we see their service, and we look forward to contributing our service, however that may be.
That's true. So we have to keep in mind something. I was at church Sunday. And, I'm partial to Marines.
Yes,
because
I know.
being a former Marine. So this Marine was in church at Grant AME Church.
Did he have on his uniform?
Had his uniform on.
Yes, I love a man in the uniform.
That's right. So when the pastor, when they told the visitors to stand.
He stood.
And he stood, and, they read the name of the visitors, and he stood. And they said, Private First Class, I don't remember what his name was.
Right.
But I looked up, turned around, and saw that man in that dress blue. I didn't have to wait till the pastor said, everybody go and greet. I went back and simplify. He's a simplified man. That's, And I realized something. The United States Armed Forces, those active members don't even have the luxury or the opportunity to complain about the commander-in-chief.
Okay.
The President of the United States is the commander-in-chief, and he commands the armed forces of the United States.
Wow.
Now, you and I, in the country, we have a liberty that we can click channel.
Exactly. We can change the channel.
He's an idiot. He's out of weight. He eats too many burgers.
Right.
And he going to get us all smoked. But these young men and women who has given an oath to defend the nation against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Wow.
They can't even say one thing.
They can't really?
They really can't complain about anything. Whatever that order is
they have
that they're given, they have to follow it.
And that's what I'm saying. That's their service. And so that's a beautiful thing. What if we were all like that? Like somebody give us an order, we just follow it. What kind of world would we be? What kind of world would we be in right now?
They got a name for that.
What is that called?
Communism.
Exactly. And we were talking about that at the end of last year, how we're grateful and thankful that we don't live inside of a communist society, because there are those that do.
Yes. And let's get an understanding of this. People want to keep hollering the president. You need to understand something. Everyone knows that if you were to physically attack the mainland of this nation, it's lights out, and probably lights out for the world. No one would dare launch a strike against this nation. But how they have launched warfare against the nation is through the electronics.
Exactly. And that's just as detrimental.
It's just as detrimental.
Because our whole society can be shut down because electronically, if they shut the system down, you can't get any gas.
You can't get any gas.
The lights don't work.
The
refrigerator, nothing works.
You don't know who won what, because the election booths, some of them were electronic.
Right, but even the bank, if the cyber attacks that we're receiving right now, everybody's like, all my money's in the bank. Well, if we have a cyber attack, there is no bank. There is no go to the ATM machine.
That's true.
So therefore, we have the luxury.
Okay. So that means we should be vigilant.
Yes, we should.
About being conscious of what's happening right before our eyes,
and stand abreast of our current events.
Yes, you can holler Trump, 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 and all of the characters if you want to. What's really playing out here is an attack against this nation,
right.
And what the attack is to do is to take away some of the liberties that we have. Okay, so if you sit up and you say, okay, well, my paycheck got $20 more on it. Mm-hmm. Okay, how about that $200 worth of hell you got for that $20? You see what I'm saying? It's got to be a balance here, and it's got to be a place in all of us that says we are going to have service today to assure that the freedoms and liberties will be afforded as described in the preamble. Okay? I looked at a show on the History Channel yesterday on George Washington.
Okay.
And they were masterful because they said the British Army had all of the might and the things. Said when they sailed into one harbor and they had 400 ships.
What?
400 ships.
Imagine that.
Okay, and they still got beat because of the ingenuity of the people who said that we will have liberty. Now, you know, we didn't have liberty back then, but the point was that they said George Washington had those early Americans had a couple of things. Number one, they knew the weather.
Right.
Number two, they knew the terrain.
Right.
And number three, they knew how to work.
They knew what they knew. They knew what they knew.
That's right.
And that's the main thing. No matter what you know, learn it some more. Know some more about it.
Right.
You know, whatever the information, all this fake news and anything is fake. If you don't have the facts, and facts don't need a helper. They are the facts. So if someone tells you something is fake, take your time and do your diligence, as I love to do, and read. Do some more research, and then you can really confirm if it's fake. Because, you know, I hear that word being thrown around so much these days.
Yeah. He has some kind of fake news award or something. Okay, look, I want to share something with you. It's shows like the Raymond Hall show. We're not here to convince you.
No.
We're simply here to have a dialogue with you. We're simply here to have you to turn to your own consciousness and ask yourself, am I doing the best thing I can for the persons in my family, for the persons on my block, for the persons in my community? When you realize that you're not the center, I'm not the center of anything. I'm just here to be of service. Now, once I can do that, realize that I'm not the center of something, then I can be at my best service.
Right.
You're looking at the Raymond Hall show with Ericca Flynn Walker, and we want to invite you all to call in and give us your comments. Our hotline number is
323-293-3375, and you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Raymond Hall Show.com. Also, we have a live streaming podcast where you can listen to our previous shows up to the current show. So what we'd like for you to do is just get engaged with us and let us know what you're thinking, what's on your mind. If you have any insight or any ideas of shows that you would like to talk about or hear us discuss here with the different conversation on the Raymond Hall Show, by all means.
Yes, please give us a call. Give us
a call or send us a like or a message or, email us at the RaymondHallShow.com. And we would love to hear from you.
Okay. And we're going to be starting something a little different this year. We're going to post our speaking engagements, so you'll be able to follow the fabulous Mrs. Ericca Flynn Walker with her speaking engagements, and you'll be able to follow me as we are in the community and across the nation speaking. We have a couple of publications that's coming out sometime soon. There's a small booklet. At first, its intent was to work with veterans in the veteran community called the 3 Ps.
Okay.
Personal process and personal pajamas.
Purple pajamas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a book or booklet that brings three things together. Every veteran experience is a personal experience. It recognizes the Department of Veterans Affairs as having a process by which it operates in. And then any veteran or anyone that has visited a veteran or gone to the VA, you'll see these maroon pajamas. I just call them purple pajamas for the book title. But you'll see these maroon pajamas, and 85 or so % of all the veterans are in these purple pajamas.
Right. And
you see the attitude of the people that work at the hospital and the veterans that's being served at the hospital. And a lot of times you'll see an attitude where the veteran is not put in the position of respect and honor like they should be and being cared for in that hospital. So I thought to write this book that talks about the personal experiences when we go to address our concerns through claims and care, that we oftentimes are stuck with our personal experiences, and how the VA wants to look at it only from a process where we must get inside of their process. And then everyone looks at the purple pajamas. We don't see that young woman and young man who were the best that the nation had to afford, that went off to serve this nation, and serve they did, even unto hurt or harm to themselves. So people see them broken most of the time. When you talk about veterans, you hear people talking about homeless veterans, sick veterans, and drug veterans, and those kind of things, when they're just a small population of a veteran thing. So we want you to follow us on our engagements, follow us on some of the material that we're putting out there to kind of talk about the things we're talking about. And we also are doing more with the senior community. So we want to invite everyone who's interested in being a sponsor of this program or helping to advertise on this program to please do get in touch with us so we can help promote those things that are in line with what we do here. We have a short show today, trending section. Right.
Now what's trending on CNN Entertainment now is that pretty much Justin Timberlake made peace with Janet Jackson. We all remember the debacle that happened when, with Janet. This is trending, okay?
Okay.
Janet is all of our girls. What have you done for me lately?
Okay.
Right? So that's just a trending topic about Janet Jackson. She is a very popular figure in the community. And so just a little inside tip on that. We hope to be seeing her coming up in concert real soon. Also, I like to give a shout out to all the people celebrating a birthday in the month of January. Our president, our ex-president, Barack Obama, his wife, Michelle Obama's birthday was yesterday on the 17th. Also, Betty Wright, who is 96 years old, is still not retiring. Yesterday was her birthday. Also, to Ericca, myself, my birthday was last week.
Yes.
I'm celebrating the birthday, and to all the people that are celebrating the month of January, happy birthday to you. Also, our Obama team bids wistful farewell to this final year. So there's been a lot of things going on with President Barack Obama, and he's been putting in a lot of work and time, and it's seemingly to irritate President Trump.
Well, I read something where he said he's looking to get back in politics.
Right.
For the 2018, and I wanted to say something. I didn't take, my expertise when it comes to the internet and how to share stuff. Well, I won't get into that. Then you'll know how inept I am. But Michelle Obama gave a speech.
Really?
That was incredible.
And when was this?
I heard the speech 2 days ago.
Okay.
And she talked about how you must be prepared as a candidate, and you cannot expect the candidate to change once he becomes president. And she used a word that you do not hear used often. She says that the president of the United States must have superb knowledge and understanding on how to deal with things. She talked about the power of the presence of the office and the power of the man in that office, and how their behavior can change countries and make the stock market rise and fall. Oh, her speech was just so moving.
Right. And to follow up on that, the final year official trailer is compelling, irresistible, deeply moving, like a real-life version of The West Wing. It's called The Final Year. The clock is ticking, and it will be in theaters on January the 19th, talking about Barack Obama and his final farewell. So I think that would be something very interesting for each and every one of us to go out and take a look at, because he still is a icon and figure as far as a lot of people are concerned. In America,
we'll around the world,
in America and around the world.
You know, we're seeing some things that in my lifetime I've never seen. A president is not welcomed in London. That's I've never heard of that. Some of the things that we have seen that come from this administration. Look, it really is not important to me a person's political ideologies. That doesn't bother me.
Okay.
There have been some instances when I agreed with what was on the Republican side, and you know, I have nothing against people coming to get a better life. My concern is that if you're going to give somebody a second chance, then give everybody a second chance. If you say I'm going to give these group of people a second chance and let them do and have everything, then why is it that our communities is still struggling? You got to go to court to get records expunged, and when they expunge, they still not expunged. You still can't have a certain job because people can see it. All of that kind of foolishness.
Right.
If you're going to be fair about it, be fair about it. That's my only point. So it's not the political ideology. But here is what is a concern. This administration is clearly having a preference to one community as opposed to the other.
Right.
Okay. I think that the oath of the office says that I will be a president to uphold the laws for all of the nation.
Right.
And that's where it comes in. And then when Russians get to come in and take notes and everything, and we don't have a clue on what's going on in our White House, that's a problem. Okay.
Well, you know, that's very heavy, and however heavy it is, it still needs to be, addressed and looked at. What we're going to do right now is take a quick break.
Okay.
And we'd like for you to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at theRaymondHallShow.com, and we'll be right with you. We'll see you when we return. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, we are back. Thank you so very much. We want to touch on the upcoming 2018 election, not so much as to talk about the politics, just get involved. Here in California, we have the
shutdown. We're looming a shutdown.
Yeah, that's on the funding.
Mm-hmm. Congress scrambles to avoid shutdown as Trump adds new confusion.
Yeah, well, but what we want to do is we want to talk about elections.
Okay.
And we want to talk about how the elections in your community. Now, the shutdown that you're talking about, the CR, the continuing resolution.
Okay.
Sometime before, they put together a budget, they put together a bill, and they passed it. And this thing about the continuing resolution to where they pass a bill for 3 weeks and a month, and you right back there another week or a month. This is what I'm talking about organized. I don't want to call it chaos because it's not chaos, but we all need to pay attention to what's being done. That's not the way that the country has been run up into this current era, this current resolution thing. If they wanted to punish a party, if they wanted to use it as a hammer to say it was this party's fault, it's the continuing resolution that they use rather than just passing a budget to afford the things. Pay attention to who's running and what is their platform that they're running for in the community. That's the thing that's important.
Right, our upcoming elections.
Right. Here we have an assembly person that stepped down, I understand, for health reasons. And he had, in my opinion, a really good record on some things. And, an assembly person can't vote for everything everybody wanted, but assembly person Sebastian Wrigley Thomas had to step aside for health reasons. And so that's a vacant seat that's going to be added. And so we want to look at that. And what else do we want to look at? Democrats, what?
Democrats are already campaigning for 2020, and so is Trump. So we need to stay vigilant about the fact that, time is marching on.
Correct.
And day by day, like it's already 2018. So 2020 will be here just like that.
Right.
So as far as your local politics and, national, as far as, you really, really need to be aware of your prospects and what you feel that needs to, have some changes made as far as politics is concerned in your home, in your household, in your community, because like we said, 2020 is right around the corner.
Well, I would suggest to everyone take an inventory.
Okay, that's it.
Take an inventory of who are your elected officials in the area where you live.
Yes.
Who is your local official? Who is the state official? Who is your congressional official? Who is your House? Who we know who the president is, but who are those? Did you know that your governors and all of those people are the people who have a lot of power?
Yes, they do.
They have a lot of power to say what goes on.
When they write that, when they take that pen out,
right?
You need to know what they just signed, because a lot of things in the state of California, we're the state that we cover the people that Trump is trying to put out. Like, what is it called?
Cover California?
No, not Color California, where if you live in our state, then you're covered as far as being...
DACA?
DACA? It's not DACA. Oh, my God. I can't think of the name of it. Where the government said that they were going to not give us funding if we said that we were going to...
sanctuary.
Yes, that's
okay,
it. That's
sanctuary.
It.
Sanctuary.
What does that mean? Tell us what that means, Mr. Hall.
Sanctuary cities are just places where they have said they will not enforce this thing of when they arrest someone. We want to have proof positive ID that you're an American citizen.
Right.
And if you don't have proof positive that you're an American citizen, we will hold you for immigration and naturalization services.
Okay, and us living in the state of California, we've been threatened to say that we will not get funding due to the fact that we are a sanctuary city, correct?
Well, San Francisco. They're all over the country. They're called sanctuary cities.
Right.
But the thing is that these people have taken the federal government to court. See, a lot of this stuff is soundbite.
Right.
A lot of it you can't do constitutionally, but when you understand the politics of a thing, the politics says that now I ran on the platform that I was going to get so and so and so. So, out of here. And I tried, and it was just them courts, them liberal courts, and them Democrats that stopped me. But I tried.
Exactly.
I'm your guy.
Exactly.
Vote for me again. That's what that is. They know that there's some of this stuff is unconstitutional, and it's not going to
that they're doing by kicking people out.
Okay. For a fact that you're not going to build a 2,000-mile wall across our southern border.
Right.
But he can say, hey, I tried to build that wall. It wasn't none of me. It was them folk.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And there's some people will go along with it. So sanctuary cities are people addressing the humane side of things. And that's one thing that they said they can do. But now, let's look at the other side of the sanctuary cities. Okay. Like I said, I'm not advocating for one group of people over one way or another. How do you address the fact that someone breaks the law and benefits by the law, and there's no enforcement of the law, but yet my community will break a law and there's all kinds of law enforcement, and even when they pay the penalty that is prescribed or subscribed to them, but for violating the law, they still are not free to go and get the very jobs that other people breaking the law are able to get.
Right.
So it's a legitimate argument on both sides.
Okay.
I'm the sanctuary cities. That's why I said everybody need to make sense.
Yes.
You need to make sense. There's time out for people coming to our community saying what they're going to do for us. No, we need to change this thing around. We need to start putting together a list as a community. This is our community, and these
are the benchmarks that we need to see at a certain amount of time. When you come in and say, I'm going to run for governor, I'm running for your city councilman. What are the things that I'm going to see in my community after the first 90 days that you're in office? We want some action, not just a bunch of talking. Talk time is over, because as we can see, the current administration, they are not talking. They're constantly instituting and new laws and new legislation. Right now, while we're over here at the Raymond Hall Show, the Congress and the Senate, they're all together making sure that their agenda, which is like a locomotive, is moving forward. Okay. So what we need to do is, hold the people that we say that we are in agreement with politically to those same. We need to hold them accountable to those same things so that we can get our agenda.
So what we're going to do
move
is this.
Forward.
We here at the show is created so that it would be a dialogue platform.
Yes.
And what we are doing, they had a town hall meeting at USC. Those persons that was going to run, I understand that there was a tremendous turnout.
Okay.
I understand that Gavin Newsom was there and Villaraigosa.
Okay.
And I even understand there were a couple of Republican candidates there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to invite guests to the show that can shed light on things like the issues and the platforms and why they're running. We're going to invite people to the show like we did that talked about the various services in emergency preparedness and emergency housing. We're going to invite people to the show that can help or elevate the quality of life in the community through dialogue and information. We just about ran out of time here. It is so wonderful. Time seems to fly when I have Mrs. Walker in the studio, and I'm really blessed because I have Mr. Morris and Miss Felicia and just the whole family here. So I want to thank everyone again for the show. We are going to look to have you with us next week. Please invite friends and family and community members. And for those who can't tune in live, tell them how they can reach us streaming. Any other comments?
Yes, I'd like to say thank you for having us here today on the Raymond Hall Show. My name is Ericca Flynn Walker. You can follow me at Ericca, co-hosting the Raymond Hall Show on Facebook. Also, you can go to I'mALuxury.com, which is my business, where you can find luxury good items. If you're shopping, fashionista like myself. Also, to wrap it all up, thanks again to Morris Media here in Leimert Park, California. If you'd like to call us at 323-293-3375. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Okay. Now, you can also call us directly
call us
the
directly.
Raymond Hall Show. Call us at 323-841-7365. That's 323-841-7365. Marvin asked a question that's still a question today. What's going on?
What is really going on?
This is Raymond Hall.
And I'm Ericca Flynn Walker.
So we need you to stay tuned to what's going on in the community. Keep in tune with your heart and your family. Stay blessed so that you can be a blessing. This is the Raymond Hall Show, and we bid you farewell and good night.
Good afternoon. Ta-ta.
Thank you.